guys enjoy Jake? Yeah? Sweet deal, sweet deal. I got a few announcements. Thursday, July 14th, we're going to have live jazz fusion with Freak Johnson. You guys like Freak Johnson? Yep, there we go. All right. And then July 16th, between 2 and 5 p.m., we're going to have a sparkling wine tasting for Saturday. So any of you guys have like sparkling wine? Dave loves sparkling wine. After 2 glasses, he's such a whore. Monday night karaoke's with our DJ here, our resident DJ. Give him a hand. He came in today like out of the blue, like we didn't even have a DJ. We were just gonna play the music ourselves. So please give Paul a hand, everybody. Please give Paul a hand.
Come on Mondays, please.
Come on Mondays. It sounds sexual. I don't like it. It's not cool. I'm just going to talk about one thing before I introduce the next comic. And this was inspired by Rob, because Rob inspires me to make fun of Mexicans all the time. I just feel like I have the right. Like, I mean, we had 400 years. You guys had like 10 minutes at the border. You're fine. Like, relax. It's cool. Don't worry about it. Basically, I was thinking, I'm a big fan of like the Back to the Future trilogy, and I'm a big fan of like anything that has to do with time travel, which why me and my boys watch Time Traveler's Wife together. And I like the idea of time machines a lot, and I was thinking what I would do if I had a time machine. And if I had a time machine, I would get in the time machine, turn it on first, because that's what you gotta do. It's a lot of nip stuff that would take for the time machine. But I would get in the time machine, and I would go all the way back to right before the new Americans went over to Africa to pick up the slaves. I would go right before. I would appear right in front, like right in front of the boat, and I would give them a powerful, like Denzel Washington, Remember the Titans speech, and and I would tell them, I was like, listen, why are you going all the way to Africa to get people to work here? Right up under you is Mexico. They'll come. No.
I mean, I believe it because Keith's the only one that fits the profile. But at the same time, it's like a little bit misleading because the cops here are worse than gangs in most towns. It's like, oh, I'm not going out tonight. No, it's after 10 already. I'm gonna get snatched up when I try to get to my car. That's so true. Some of these actors are like, that's so true. Yeah. But I get it, you know, they're probably trying to still recover from the whole embarrassing John Dillinger escaped incident. Alright, we got some Crown Point history buffs. That was half and half. Some people are like, well, I'm from Cherville. Never been to prison, but I'm a little bit fascinated by it. I watch a lot of prison shows. I've never been to prison, but it's on my bucket list. I watch a lot of prison shows. Like I was watching the show Lockdown with my friend David, who performed earlier. Give another round of applause for David, just for being here, and for being in this bit. So David and I were watching the show Lockdown. It's about prison. It's where shit gets real. And he asked me, he's like, hey Ross, if you went to prison, what would be like the scariest part to you about being in prison? And I thought about it. I mean, it's an easy question, right? I mean, the scariest part is like somebody finding out how ticklish I am, right? Because as soon as and it'll probably happen like the first night. My cellmate's gonna find out because I have a really ticklish butthole. So, and then he's gonna find out. And he's gonna tell all the guys in his gang. And then every time, like, hey, Ross is going into the showers. Let's all go tickle the shit out of him. That's going to be rough. I'm hoping I'm hoping to do. I actually think that the prisons are going to get pretty crowded if the NFL season gets canceled, because I was watching an interview with Baltimore Ravens linebacker Ray Lewis, and it was on SportsCenter, and the guy doing the interview was like, Ray, if the NFL season is canceled, what implications do you think it'll have on the nation as a whole? And this is what he said. He goes, if the NFL season gets canceled, the national crime rate will rise. That's what he said, and I can only assume that was a threat. Because I'm pretty sure Ray Lewis, that's what he said, but in his head he's like, yeah, no, it's going to be like The Wire. I'm going to be running around Baltimore like Marlowe on The Wire. And you know what? Mike Vick's going to start a dog walking service. Clarksville Horace is going to open a guns and ammo. And Big Ben's going to start teaching sex ed at junior high. I don't think the NFL season, I don't think it'll raise the crime rate. I think that the only reason that they're really they're thinking about the lockout is because it's the only way that they can make sure Brett Favre retires. Like, for sure. He's not going to quit. He's coming back. No, shut it down. Shut it all down. And after he's dead, we'll start it back up. I've been thinking a lot about like relationships, and like people say some really stupid stuff at like the beginnings and ends of relationships, especially. I've been thinking a lot like the stupid stuff people say during breakups and stuff. Like one of it was like, we just want different things. I think that we just don't want the same things. It's like, yeah, you mean like how I want to bang other people and you don't want me to do that? Yeah, you're right. We have different interests. And honestly, if you can't support my goals, I have to kind of wonder if you ever loved me to begin with. Another one, and this is one guys say, is guys, I'm not going to make anybody I'm not going to do a raise a hand or make a round of applause or whatever, but I'm sure guys in here have said this one, but it's like, whoever the guy is that ends up with you will be so lucky. Yeah, you know how lucky he's going to be? About half as lucky as I will be, 1,000 times less lucky than me for not being that guy. Oh, he can take that bullet for me. Next line, whatever. Last example from that, and I'll move on to the next bit. You guys are getting tired. This is one that girls say more, but girls will be like, I'm sure that you'll find a great girl. I'm sure that you'll find just the perfect girl for you. No girl really hopes that happens. Nobody wants to check on Facebook and creep on their ex's profile and be like, wow, he found the perfect girl. Wow. That's true. Ladies, you want the guy that you dumped to end up with a Shrek of a woman. Just like, you want to flip through pictures of him just with a fake plaster on smile with some Sasquatch woman over and over through their whole trip to Indiana Beach. There's more than corn in Indiana. I'll call bullshit. I'll call bullshit Indiana Beach. But hey, at least you got to use those lines so you can break up before you stick around too long and have a kid. That's when things go real bad. I don't have a kid, but I know that nothing kills a buzz than when somebody brings around a screaming baby. David mentioned babies earlier, and I usually go after David, and I'm glad I remember this. He mentioned about swatting babies to the ground if you're running to a place. That's totally true. He explained it very well. Another thing, though, you should never, under any circumstance, run with a baby at all. There's no reason for you to ever do that, because even if it's your baby, everyone will think you stole it. Everyone will. You see that guy? The lesson to be learned is if you're trying to steal a baby, slow and steady steals the baby. You gotta be patient. You know, it's not going anywhere. It's not gonna run away. It's gonna roll, maybe. Anyways, but I mean, when you're around, I hate being around somebody with younger kids or kids that maybe just are dumb kids, so that parents do this speak spell thing where they're talking to you, they'll have a conversation, but they're not saying the words, they're spelling some of them. like they'll say this. They'll say, "Hey Ross," and their kid's around. A parent with their kid around goes, "Hey Ross, yeah, we're thinking about maybe later we're going to go get some ICE-CREAM. You interested? Should we get you anything?" Now I want to just be able to be like, "Yeah, that sounds great. I'll have a double fudge cookie dough blizzard medium." But I have to spell that shit. The kid's going to know I'm talking about ice cream. So I start, right? I start and I try. I'm like, okay, I'll have a DOUBL. You know what? You and your kid, you FUCKOFF. You and your kid. And you're welcome that I spelled that word. Oh. I like how my parents raised me. They raised me, you know, I didn't watch the garbage that kids watch now. You know, like, you know, I don't know, I'm not a kid. I assume it's kind of the same thing. A little bit the same as when I was growing up. You know, like I watched a lot of like Law and Order, SVU. Kids probably watching that, but I'm gonna do a few things different when I raise my kids. Like I love the way that my parents raised me, but I'm gonna when I have a kid, I'm gonna do it a little different. Like for example, when it's time to give my kid the talk, like the sex talk. If I have a son. The way my dad did it with me, the way he had that talk, was really confusing because I was like 12 or 13 and he was using like medical terminology. It was really confusing. He was using words that I didn't understand. He was like talking about coitus and hoo-has and ATM. I'm like, what is that? Oh. There's some people in here that are like, oh. ATM. And there's some people like, I don't know what he's talking about. And you're lucky that you don't. If somebody's ever like, hey, you want me to ATM? You're like, no thanks, and I don't ever want to kiss you again. Doesn't matter. Anyways, the way I'm gonna do it, the way I'll do it when I have a kid, when it comes time to give the talk, and say, I'm not even gonna have like a talk. I'm just gonna say, Ross Jr. in here. He doesn't get his own name. And then I'm gonna, unless he makes me proud, then he's changing it. Unless he doesn't make me proud. Did I say doesn't or unless he doesn't? Okay. Doesn't matter. I say Ross Jr. And he's gonna say, what, Dad? I'm gonna say, it's time for you to learn about the birds and the bees. So here's an R. Kelly's greatest hits album. I want you to listen to it. You're cool. I want you to go listen to it. Don't come out of that room till you think you got it. Make sure you listen to the song Sex Me twice. So he's going to come out after the album's over and after he listened to Sex Me twice. He's got to listen to it 2 times. That's confusing because people are like, I've never heard of the song Sex Me twice. I've heard of the song Sex Me. It doesn't matter. That's a stupid segue. I just it was a tangent, not a segue. Was this grammar school? Anyways, so I'm going to quiz him afterwards to see if he gets it. I'm going to say, it's going like this. Hey, Ross, question 1. That's cool. Say, question 1. If your mind is telling you no, but your body is telling you yes, what does it mean? Means there's nothing wrong with a little bump and grind. That's it. And I say correct. High five for that one. Good job. I say now this one's a multiple parter, so pay attention. Okay, ready? After the show comes the after party. Right. And after the party is the hotel lobby. It's so easy. Okay. Around about 4. What happens around about 4? You gotta clear the lobby. Okay? Alright, make your break time. And after that, you take it to your room and fuck somebody. That's what you do. That's how it goes. You got it. I think you're ready to go. You're a man now. And thanks for being the dad for me, R. Kelly. Oh. I'm gonna jump back. Okay, I'm gonna time warp. Pretend I just did the joke about the speak and spell, how these parents are spelling in front of their kids. I was like, why are you even doing that to begin with? Your kid doesn't speak English. She's running around talking in Spanish because you have Dora the Explorer raising him on TV. He's like, ¿Dónde está el map? ¿Dónde está el map? Like, you're not going anywhere. Why am I bothering learning to spell again? Was that worth it? Was it worth the time warp? Because if it's not, I won't next time. All right. I'm a little worried that if I do use the R. Kelly parenting method, that things could go wrong because, like, the more I look into it, R. Kelly, I don't know if you guys know this, his music is the leading cause of unwanted pregnancy. And R. Kelly himself, R. Kelly the person is a cause of several, but R. Kelly's music is the leading cause. And these jokes would be topical as hell if it was 2002. Would they not? But, okay. But also, this is like a side note, they're also the leading cause of cases of chlamydia, which are all unwanted, right? Because they cause some wanted pregnancies, and they're not trying to give them all back. Anyways, but my worry would be that I would, like, screw my kid's life up and turn him into one of the dads on the TV show Teen Mom. Everybody did that, you know? Like, and don't get me wrong, Teen Mom, great show. In my opinion, best comedy on television, hands down. There's nothing that comes close to it. And the reason it's so funny is because of these idiot dads who are like 16, 17-year-old guys. And I saw the funniest thing on an episode the other day. This guy was one of the teen dads. He was only 15 though, and the baby mama was 16. And so if you are in a state where you need to be 16 to drive a car, then you can figure out, this dude can't drive a car. I was like, this cat can't drive a car. This guy can't drive a car. And that was one of the main relationship issues in their relationship. It's just like, I can't be picking you up from football practice all the time. I gotta get diapers. It's like, I'm only 15. You knew that when you were banging me. I had a hard enough time. He was probably 14 when this started. I had a hard enough time getting my own driver's license, and I didn't have to worry about setting up a car seat or getting a kid to shut up or anything. Or could you imagine, how many points is it off if you have to have the instructor keep picking up the juice because that kid keeps throwing it? And it's like, sorry, pick it up. Do you want Danny to ever drive? Ugh. Good thing they're not married, because then they'll get divorced, right? I hate seeing couples. I hate seeing couples get divorced, mainly because I love seeing couples who hate each other stay together, right? Everybody knows couples like that, where it's like it's like recess when you're hanging out with your friends. And you're just like, oh, what are we doing tonight, guys? Hold on, my phone's. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Stop. Can we stop having fun? Everybody stop. Come on. Hello? I almost put the phone back down. Hello? Yeah. Yeah, I'm having fun. I know you hate that. Alright. Yeah, I love you too. Not. Let's go have some fun. Everybody knows that couple. But I love those couples. Don't we all? It just makes you feel, because you hate the couples that are perfect for each other. When you have a double date with a couple who they just love each other and they're great and they're hilarious, both of them are awesome. And then you go home and rethink your entire relationship. Like, why aren't we like that? How come we don't act like that? They really enjoy each other's company. They're going to that baseball game together. They never go anywhere together. Oh, we don't even talk together because you're talking the whole time. I like the phone calls that you get, or when other people get, if you're ever riding in the car, riding passenger, it feels kind of weird to ride passenger when you're not a kid anymore, but when you are riding passenger or whatever, and whoever's driving, their phone rings and they pick it up, and all of a sudden, you don't feel safe in the car, because it's like, hello, what's that? No, I said not to use that. No. I was saving those steaks. Well, okay, your friends loved them. That's great, fine. What am I gonna, oh yeah, I'll go to Taco Bell now. Great. That's what I've been looking forward to. I can't even talk to you right now. I want to, he throws his phone out the window and suddenly you feel like, take it easy, Vin Diesel. Oh, that was iffy. The other one was stronger. It's weird because it's like, I feel like I'm neglecting this whole part. Were there any jokes that like you guys were like, man, I wish I saw what that looked like? Because I can do that, like, I'll take requests or whatever you want. DJ guy? What was that? Hold the mic closer? Maybe that, I'm blaming that on all the shitty jokes. I'm just gonna be like, oh, this is why. That's how I sleep at night. Sometimes like it's fun to go to open mics and you see people who are like new and they're like didn't expect it to have a wire or something. Like they thought it was going to be like a Comedy Central special and they're like kind of nervously pacing, but they're sort of like they're trying to tell their joke about how they confuse Fritos with Doritos. Is my time up? Are we gonna ever have an open mic here? I'm going a little off the book, but I was just wondering. I like going to open mics just to see people's techniques. Okay. On Tuesdays? Okay. Oh, all right. Yeah, well, that's what I meant. Yeah. Yeah. What are you looking at? Like, you're doing this, but I'm making eye contact with you as if we're not.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Phyllis says yes.
Yes.
All right. All right. I'll do one more bit. I did a couple child bashing jokes, and I'm going to do another one because children. I'm not a fan. I was one once. It wasn't that great. I'll never go back. This is a dream of mine. I'm gonna open up a gym one day, and I'm gonna call it the Sweatshop. I'm gonna open up a sweatshop inside of the gym for parents to leave their kids while they're exercising. And the moral of that joke, the reason I mentioned that, is because I don't see anything wrong about child labor. I don't. The only reason child labor is not legal, I was about to do that thing. People are like, he's doing it. The only reason child labor is illegal in this country is because a few shitty bosses ruined it for everyone. They were using children for the totally wrong jobs that they shouldn't do. They had them working in dirty factories with dangerous machines, just disgusting conditions. It was horrible. And that's not the kind of job you want to be done by children. This is America. Those jobs are for immigrants. All right, that was a little bit average, but I'm going to get off the stage on that. That's my time. I'm Ross Blankenship.